Wheel of Games! Hi, I'm bigcal, and welcome back to my world. It is another episode of Wheel of Games, where I've already spun the wheel, landed on something, I bought a game based on what it landed on, and now I'll talk about it in a little more depth than I ever did during the DIY gaming box series. So, when I spun the wheel last week, it landed on wrestling games. If you don't know, I collect wrestling games. My aim is to own all of them, and there are a lot. I already own well over 100, so getting new ones is a little bit difficult, as a lot of them I don't own. Typically Japanese ones, and I'd have to import them, and ordering a Japanese one and try and get it here within a month, a little bit difficult, so I had to go with something non-Japanese, and then it became, okay, is it going to just be me ordering the Xbox 360 version of WWE 2K14, for example, which I already own on the PS3, that's what I played it on back in the day. So, what did I order is the big question. Well, it is a 3DS game, and I think it's the only 3DS wrestling game. The 3DS got bugger all. The DS only had like 2, maybe 3. The 3DS got one. And that was WWE All-Stars. Paid £6 for it. It came nice, complete in box as well. The cartridge is still in my 3DS from playing it. Yeah, so WWE All-Stars was a very weird release where it's not the mainline yearly releases that they did. Instead, they went for a more arcadey style. Where they have the wrestlers are all these big beefed up versions of the wrestlers, and the finishing moves were these. They do the normal move, but they jump in the air like 50 feet and slam them down and things, and there'd be all these crazy special effects. And it was just a more fun take on what the more wrestling sim games were that they were releasing yearly. I never played it really back in the day. I do own a copy. I think I own it on the PS3. I'm not sure. I might have the Wii version. I can't remember. But yeah, I never really played it. I got it years later. It was just one of those games. Okay, it's for the wrestling collection. I put it in. Does it work? Yes. Okay, add it to the pile. I'll get to it someday. And I never played it. So yeah, figured that'd probably be a good game for this series, so I can actually pick up the 3DS version, which I've never owned, never played, give it a go and see what it's like. So yeah, WWE All-Stars. What did I think of it? Okay, so we've got WWE All-Stars on the 3DS. It's a more arcadey style wrestling game compared to what WWE had given us in years, which was certainly a big appeal for people at the time. Wrestlers didn't quite look like their real life counterparts either. Instead, they are bigger and way more muscly than in real life, giving the game a unique look, though personally I'm just not a fan of it. The roster is a mix of the current superstars from the time and legends from the 80s and early 90s. Gameplay is a much simplified version of the main WWE games, letting just about anyone pick up and play the game with very little knowledge beyond needing to know a couple of mechanics. You can strike, heavy strike, grapple and heavy grapple with the face buttons, though I did have trouble performing different grapples. Holding directions just didn't really seem to do anything. Sometimes it would, and other times I was stuck hitting the exact same move over and over again. Each wrestler has 2 signature moves that can be performed by pressing either Y and B together or X and A together. Be warned, these can easily be avoided by the CPU, as one punch will stop you, or they can simply move out of the way as you seem to move in slightly slow motion when attempting to hit these. Finishers can then be done with hitting L and R together if you've got one saved up, but these are even worse to hit than signatures in my experience, to the point where I just try and win without them. Since this is a 3DS game, the touchscreen of course comes into play. Tapping on a wrestler on the bottom screen will let you do a taunt, and if it's a multi-man match, this is how you change targets too. Then there is a giant star in the middle, which is used to pin opponents, get in and out of the ring, jump onto the ropes, climb onto the cage, etc, etc. Bit of a pain as it does kind of kill the flow when you have to go from hitting buttons to then tapping a star in the middle of the bottom screen just to hit a pinfall. The game modes are not quite as grand as the main titles, though perhaps the console versions have more? Not really sure on that. Here you have exhibition with various one-on-one, handicap, triple threat, four-way and tag matches. Nothing crazy, just cage, false count anywhere and gauntlet options. No Hell in a Cell or casket matches here, sadly. Then, instead of a story mode, we get a Path of Champions mode, which has 3 different paths. One with Undertaker, one with Randy Orton, and one with DX. Basically, you pick a character and play through a set number of matches in a row, and if you win them all, you face the boss at the end, be it Undertaker, Randy Orton, or D-Generation X. Nothing exciting there. There's also Fantasy Warfare, which is just random weird dream matches that someone at WWE must have thought were interesting, such as Sheamus versus the Ultimate Warrior, because they both have warrior personas. Yeah, okay. And finally, there is a creation mode, but it's utterly terrible. Very few options for actual customization, and the worst part is you cannot customize your move set, which is very disappointing and just kind of ruins the whole point of creating your own wrestler. So, gameplay overall is mostly fun, although I do find reversals to be a bit hit and miss as well. Apparently there is also a sort of combo system where you can hit moves, and when the opponent bounces on the mat, you can continue to hit moves. But it just never worked for me. I've literally only seen it happen when the CPU did it. So, yeah. A lack of tutorial beyond a basic list of buttons and what they do probably doesn't help either. I had to figure out a bunch of stuff myself. All in all, though, for cheap, this is a decent enough game where you can get some fun from it, but I'd probably suggest looking into the full console versions instead, mainly on PS3 and Xbox 360. And there we have it, WWE All-Stars for the 3DS. There is fun to be had here, there is. It's just very limited compared to the mainline series. It definitely is more arcadey and more simple. There are less features, less options, less modes, less everything. And considering years before the 3DS with the PSP, we were getting the mainline series released on that with almost nothing cut from the games other than the graphics looking slightly worse because it was on a handheld. And some of them even had exclusive footage. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 on the PSP is an amazing way to play that game. When it comes to All-Stars, though, a little bit too basic in a lot of ways for the 3DS. I would like to know if the console version is better. It might urge me to finally get around and give it a go. So, for £6, I think that's fine. There's fun to be had. Just maybe go with the console version of it. So, not the worst game, not the best game. Just okay. Just okay. So, put that over there, and it's time to spin the wheel. And like always, when it lands on something, I then remove it from the wheel and add something else. I'm going to try and keep adding something new for as often as I can every time I delete something, but it is going to get to a point where I'm going to have to add back on something that I'd previously taken off, because I can only come up with so many ideas. So Wrestling Games is off, and I've replaced it with licensed games. And basically, this will be a game based on a TV show, a movie, or a book, or something like that. So, for example, the Simpsons game will be a licensed game, and it's based on the cartoon series The Simpsons. Obviously, I wouldn't pick the Simpsons game up, as I already own it. 2 versions of it. Yeah, so that's what it could be if it lands on that, but we don't know. So, let's give the old wheel a spin, and see what I would have to buy and play during May of 2025. And, we're so close to the licensed game, but it landed on PlayStation game. And unlike the old DIY gaming box, where it's not a specific PlayStation console, this could be for any PlayStation system I own, which is all of them except for the Vita. Yes, I can go PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, or PSP. No budget either. It could be a cheap game, could be an expensive game. Who knows, I might pick up a rarity. Probably won't, because those cost money, but yeah. So I've got 5 generations of consoles, handheld, and a massive library spread across all of them to choose from. So despite all the PS games that I do own, I own like 200 nearly for PS1 and PS2 individually, almost 100 for PS3, 80 or something for PS4 and PS5. It's growing. It's growing. Yeah, so a lot of games I can choose between. I do have one in mind. We'll see. It would be a modern game and a full-priced game, so we'll see. I might go for something cheaper on an older system. But yeah, PlayStation game it is. So I'll be buying something in the next few days, hopefully, for the PlayStation, one of the PlayStation systems, playing it, recording the game footage, putting together something for next month's video. So, I'm Big Cal. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of WWE All-Stars on the 3DS specifically. If the console version is considerably better and more worth my time. And let me know if there's any random PlayStation game for any of the PlayStation consoles that I should look to pick up for next month. And I'll see you again next time.